This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Yes, the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for this Friday, July 22nd. We made it. We're here. We're into Friday. I made it. Do you feel that? Doesn't that feel nice? Jimmy Hollywood, when we had him on this morning, made the comment that it's Friday because not only that internal clock, which tells you it's Friday, which I think a lot of us do go by, but for those who work in this industry, your voice too. And I will admit, I can feel it today. With all the extra talking with Mark away, I can feel it today. Yes, our first week without Mark. He is on holidays for 2 weeks. So it will be just me again next week. So I'm quite proud of myself. We made it through the first week and I think we did okay. I really, truly do. It's been a fun week. Surprisingly, not as long as I thought it would be because quite often with Mark away, it can be. Because I'm doing a lot of things I'm not used to doing with him away. I am sitting in his seat. So the way it's set up in the studio, he sits in front of all the buttons and then I sit across from him and I do have my own computer desk, my own desktop and I can do my research and my work on that side, but I don't hit any of the buttons. So to be on this side of the table with the buttons and different computers, it can be a little overwhelming. I will admit, a little strange, a little different the first little bit. So yeah, I'm glad to say that we didn't go off the air. All the buttons got pushed. Everything ran as it should. So it's been a pretty good week. We had some guests on. We spoke with David Allen yesterday from Rotary Club of Belleville, also from the YMCA. But today is the Rotary Loves Kids Golf Tournament. And David was telling us all the details, all the fun that's going to be had today with our golfers, though it is going to still be warm. So hopefully they take lots of water with them too. But in the last 20 years, because this is the 20th annual Rotary Loves Kids Golf Tournament, $1.7 million raised for children's organizations here in the Quinte area. And that includes the Children's Foundation, Children's Aid Society, Belleville General Hospital, educational bursaries, whatever's needed to help kids out in this community. That's where the money from today goes. And it is exceptional. It is wonderful. So they have, I forget how many golfers he actually said, over 200, I believe, participating today, both at Black Bear Ridge and Trillium Wood Golf Course, which is spectacular. Just wonderful. So they're in for a fun afternoon. And then, of course, Party on the Bay tonight, the party of the summer, again, according to David Allen. And I don't doubt him at all. There'll be live music, food from Burger Revolution. Yes, some beverages on site. It's going to be one heck of a party in Westwicks Park. And again, I know we keep saying it, but so much is going on in this area. And we recapped some of it yesterday. So Rotary Loves Kids going on today. That's kicking off this weekend. Of course, last weekend we had Empire Theatre, Waterfronts happen, Canada Day celebrations, and it just continues on. I cannot wait to see what's coming up next weekend for the August long weekend. We are going to kick it off with tickets to see Shawn Mendes. Just a few weeks ago, Shawn announced that he was canceling his summer tour, his Summer World Tour, after waiting through the pandemic to get out on the road. After just a few weeks, he decided that, no, you know what, I need to take a break. And I can't say I'm overly surprised, nor do I blame him. No, in fact, I applauded him for recognizing, number one, he needed to take a break and realizing that his mental health, his physical, his overall well-being comes before all of it. Not enough people do that. Really focus the attention on themselves. But he listened to what his body was telling him and how he felt and decided, you know what, I can't do this yet. Not to this scale. Because even though he canceled the world tour and much of his North American and European dates, there's one particular date he did keep. And that's performing in his hometown of Toronto next weekend over the long weekend. And we have tickets for you to win to that show with our Summer of Fun series. We gave away tickets to see Bryan Adams on Friday or today. Next Friday, we give away the Shawn Mendes tickets. So much like Bryan Adams, all you need to do is listen to 95.5 Hits FM when you hear Shawn Mendes and fill out those ballots through our website, 955hitsfm.ca, and we'll make the draw Friday morning. So that's coming up next weekend to help kick off your long weekend. It's so weird to think that we're halfway through the summer already. That next weekend is August long weekend. I keep being thrown off by the dates, but no, it's next weekend, halfway through the summer already. And I think too about the kids being home. I don't know about other people. We had these grand ideas, much like Shawn Mendes, to get out and do things. I hate to admit we really haven't done a lot of the things on our list yet. So I guess we better get to it if next weekend's the long weekend. Now, along with David Allen this week, we also had Glenda on sharing her experience with Vanilla Ice, of course. This morning, I tried to get our Bryan Adams winner on. Unfortunately, it must have been too early for Lorraine Lafleur. She was our Bryan Adams winner with our Summer of Fun series, but hopefully we'll get our Shawn Mendes winner on next week. And also coming up next week, Marmora. I was talking about the long weekend. Well, here's something that is coming up that I know already. The town of Marmora, just north of Belleville, is celebrating their 200th anniversary. And we're going to be joined by one of the organizers, because they are having a huge event to celebrate, of course, over the August long weekend. So one of the organizers is going to join us. And when I was talking to her about setting up this interview, she was a little nervous, and I get it. A lot of people are. So she wanted to know what I was going to ask her. And I said, well, all the key details, the who, what, where, when, and how. But if you could throw in some history about Marmora itself, that would be great. And over the course of 200 years, it did make me chuckle a little bit, because that's what she came back with. She's like, with 200 years, there's a lot of things I could talk about. Is there anything specific? So she did whittle it down for us. If you're not aware, Marmora has a incredible history of mining. There's the Marmora mine, which doesn't work anymore as a mine itself, but as a tourist attraction. And again, if you're planning on heading out and just doing a staycation and touring around, that's one of the things you should definitely see. You can actually drive up to the mine. You can't go down in it, of course, but they have a viewing area that you can walk out to, and you can see how big this mine was. Now, it is full of water, but you can imagine how far down it goes. Now, and again, the water fluctuates depending on what time of year you go, but it is incredible and quite beautiful, actually. The color of the water is stunning. So if you get a chance, definitely head that way. Check out the Marmora Mine, but also next weekend, their 200th anniversary. So she's going to tell us a lot more about the mining history of Marmora, because as she said, it's one of Canada's first upper mining town, which is pretty cool. So we're looking forward to speaking with, her name's Tammy, looking forward to speaking with Tammy next week. There's a fundraiser going on for the United Way next week as well. An amazing race, a take on the Amazing Race. One of the few reality shows I actually enjoy watching because I love travel. But this is an amazing race through Quinte, and it involves realtors here in the area. So Jennifer Smith's going to join us and talk about that next week. And of course, I'm sure there'll be a few other things pop up. So really looking forward to it this weekend as well, along with the Rotary Loves Kids golf tournament kicking it off. Brighton Speedway is hosting monster trucks, and we are heading out to that. So I'll be able to share our experience Monday morning. Nicole Klinsterber, she's there every Saturday. She helps call the race and makes the announcements. She's at Brighton Speedway. So she is always full of knowledge and gives us a really nice recap. So I'm hoping to touch base with her and have her on Monday as well, so we can go back and forth and talk about the night's events. But you can check it out as well. I know tickets are still available, so if you want to check it out, it is a fun night out for the family. The kids absolutely love it. And with it being monster trucks this weekend, I cannot wait. So that's what's going on basically at the end of our first week together, just you and I with Mark Away. Again, it's been a fun week, busy week. Looking forward to next week again, and hopefully you are too. And thank you so much for making the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast a part of your workday. You can find us anywhere you find your favorite podcasts, or subscribe and get it daily. So thank you for that. Join us again on Monday for the Mark and Charity Morning Show on 95.5 Hits FM. Have a great weekend.